Hey everybody, welcome to another YouTube video. Today it's all about symptom stress. And symptom stress is really paradoxical because we have anxiety, right? And you have anxiety where you're ruminating over a catastrophic thought, an idea. And this idea could be, well, I might have a physical illness. I might have something physically wrong with me. So you wake up in the morning and you instantly check in on your sensations. You feel your chest pain and you feel the back pain, or you feel the pains in the sides of your stomach region or wherever in the body, a headache, right? And you instantly think, oh God, I have this brain tumor, or I have something wrong with my kidneys, or I have something wrong with my back, and you think that you're going to be in a wheelchair eventually, and you ruminate over this idea that you might have something really catastrophic, right? An illness, a physical illness. And so you wake up with this idea, and you go about your day, and throughout the day you sometimes forget about it, and it's in those moments when you forget about your back pain, you forget about the physical pains within your body, the headache, whatever, because you get so into this project. You're at work or something, or you're meditating, or you're at the gym, or you're doing something throughout the day where you totally lose sight of this idea that you have this pain or whatever, this headache, whatever it is. And it's in that moment where it doesn't seem like you have it anymore, right? It seems like it goes away, but then all of a sudden you switch and you pay attention to it, and that voila, it's there. So before I continue though, I want to make sure that you go to the doctor, you get checked up, and you go for yearly checkups and stuff like that, and make sure that, it isn't something serious. But it's funny because anxiety causes so many sensations, so many bodily sensations. I had them. I had abdominal pains. I had headaches. I used to suffer from like lower back pain sometimes. And these moments of clarity throughout the day, I noticed that the sensation and the feeling would not be present. And whenever we switch back and focus on this pain, it kind of, the pain level increases, right? The more we obsess over this pain, the more it increases. So we store, like, our minds and our bodies are one. We store information in our bodies, repressed emotional issues, things that we haven't dealt with yet. And we, as humans, like to put things aside and not deal with them. I used to be that way. I used to push it down, not even pay attention to the issue. Push it down, not even pay attention to the issue. And what happens? It keeps coming back up. And why does it keep coming back up? Why does the pain all of a sudden come back throughout the day at certain times? Well, it's because the subconscious is trying to get your attention. You haven't dealt with this issue yet. Pay attention to me. And the anxiety stuff will be like, no, I don't want to pay attention to you. You stuff it back down. Then all of a sudden, hour, 2 hours later, 5 minutes later, whatever, it comes back and you're like, oh my God, what the heck is that? I must have something physically wrong, right? So we all store a picture. You might not realize it, but we have this picture of what this illness and this physical disease or whatever you think the symptom might be, we all hold the picture in our subconscious of what it is, what we hold, this emotional baggage that we store. And in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, we are able to bring about the picture of the baggage of the symptom. So you say, like, you have heart palpitations, and you're just thinking internally about the heart palpitations, and before you feel the heart palpitations, our brain sees the picture of what it is, and then we feel it. We feel it within our body. So in NLP, there's a technique where we bring about the picture of that stored image. We change the picture. We change the contrast, the look and feel of the picture. And then we release it from the subconscious mind. So we release it from the body. And when I did this before, when I used to suffer from anxiety back in the day, I released the picture, and what happens? I couldn't access the picture anymore. So when going about my day, I wouldn't even pay attention to the heart palpitations, and the symptom went away. So I released the emotional baggage from my subconscious, and all of a sudden, when I was going throughout my day, I totally forgot about that I had heart palpitations, and it was just in my head. It was just an emotional issue that I stored subconsciously. We ruminate over these ideas, right, throughout the day, and we add fire to them. Like, say, like, oh, I might have cancer because of this. I might have this disease because of that. And we add to it, right? We add the fuel to the fire. We add the fuel. We add the fuel. So then we start obsessing over it. And then when we go to bed, that's the last thing we think about. And then we wake up in the morning, and that's the first thing we think about, right? Because that's how it usually works when you go to sleep, right? And then we keep ruminating over it, so the symptom stays present. It's your subconscious saying, pay attention to me. You haven't dealt with this yet, but we as humans and anxiety sufferers out there, we like to push it aside and say, nope, don't want to deal with it. Nope, I don't have the time. I'm too busy. Excuses, excuses, excuses. We have to deal with it. And your subconscious is trying to tell you something. And this is why people get so confused and bewildered when suffering from anxiety, because they don't know why this symptom keeps coming every day. They don't know why it won't go away, even though you've been to the doctors already. You told your doctor, I have this thing, and you got checked up. You're perfectly fine. Your doctor says you're healthy, and you're still ruminating over it because it's something stored within your body, emotional baggage. Okay, emotional baggage. In NLP, this is what happens in NLP, bringing the picture to mind from the subconscious and reframing the picture, making it and releasing it from our bodies, making it into something new and attaching something healthier to the picture, replacing the picture with something positive and learning from the experience, right? And this is like a meditative exercise, because in a meditative state, we're able to access the subconscious mind. So, in the end, we ruminate over this idea. We have this physical illness, but it's not really that. There's actually underlying issues. Back in the day when I suffered from anxiety, it wasn't the physical illness that was keeping me, fearful. It was the underlying beliefs under that fear, which was the fear of dying, was the ultimate one, like the fear of dying, which most anxiety sufferers fear, right? When you have a panic attack, when you're in a public space, stuff like this, we fear dying. So we want to be in our comfort zones and stuff like that. So it's this emotional issue. The underlying fears that are attached with the idea of I might have a physical illness. And we have to deal with all of these baggages, right? So it's like you might have, on the surface level, you might feel like, oh, I might have cancer. Well, underneath that, you might have been through a traumatic event in your past, right? That you haven't dealt with that. And under that, you might have the fear of dying. And you might have developed all of these beliefs from early childhood. You might have developed these beliefs growing up from your parents and these fearful thoughts. You might have had a perfectionist parent in your household, or abusive parent or abusive friends, whatever it may be. There are underlying issues that are keeping your symptom at large. And we have this picture of the symptom. And when I had this pain in my side here of having something wrong with my kidney back in the day when I used to suffer from anxiety, I held a picture of what it looked like in my brain. And when I wasn't thinking about my kidney or being infected or whatever, I would be okay. But then all of a sudden my brain would pop that picture back into my head, and all of a sudden the pain would be there. So isn't that ironic? Like, the mind and body are one. That's how powerful it is. And we have to take care of this baggage, and it's very important. So that's today's video. I hope this cleared some of what you're going through up. If you need one-on-one coaching, please head on over to unpluganxiety.com. The link is in the description. I hope you have a great day. Remember, do not let anxiety define who you are. Bye, guys.